Insecurity is believing that you aren't enough. We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. Anytime we feel insecure, that is our cue to follow that sensation deeply to the source. Because the truth is, you have no reason to feel like what is for you could be taken away from you. And I am speaking about jobs, clients, relationships, money, health. Anytime we are feeling insecure, understand this: there is only one reason. You do not feel like you are worthy. I was thinking back to a friend years ago that was mentioning something about hidden cameras for someone she was dating. And she actually put a poll on her Instagram, and she was saying, how many women would actually, purchase a device to ensure that the person that they're dating, that the person that, they're married to is being faithful. And I immediately chimed in, of course, and I was like, no, I wouldn't. And she said, well, her commentary was, not many women, according to her, would just openly trust like that. Just you meet somebody and then you just immediately give them your trust while the courting stages are happening. And the point I want to make here is, while it's true, you move with discernment, trusting that your spirit, trusting that God within will guide you and tell you all it is you need to know about every individual. And especially the ones that we are sharing intimate space with. The trust is not so much external. The trust is all internal. You are trusting your guidance to tell you everything you need to know about the individual. You are trusting God to reveal it all while you simply stand in your truth. I'm here to tell us, if we feel like we need to go outside of ourselves to try to confirm, validate what we're already feeling, I'm here to tell you, you already got the feeling. That feeling is correct. If you feel that you are met with a friend, you're met with a colleague, a client, maybe you were offered a position, a promotion, and something inside of you is just saying, this ain't for you, this is not right, this sounds like it could be something that is too good to be true, or something is inauthentic, that is your knowing right there. Trust yourself. Forget about trusting the other person. Trust yourself first. Trust that knowing primarily. It will never fail you. That is God speaking within you. No need to set up devices. You already got the feeling. Follow your first intuition. We hear that all the time. I should have followed my first instinct when things blow up, right? Well, yeah, you're right. You should have followed your first instincts. If you feel, speaking again to my friend, like for instance, if you feel that you're courting someone and you have to go outside and investigate if what they're saying is true, it is not the right relationship for you. Absolutely not. You should go in and you should be able to feel the sensation of what's true. What they're saying, does it feel like it's truthful? Because that resonates. And when they speak and something feels like it's off, that resonates too. So you already have the answers. Most of the time, I'm not going to even say most of the time, I'll just say sometimes we want to go outside. And of course, it's natural to want to get that confirmation, but you get that confirmation always with insight. If you get a sensation that's saying something here is not authentic about this individual, that is your cue to go deeper with God. God, I'm feeling this. Can you validate that this is correct? Show me in my spirit where this is correct. And then you know what God will do. Not only will he confirm it again within your spirit, but then he'll begin to show you even outside, not having to buy devices and snoop through people's, laptops and phones or whatnot, but he will begin to allow that person to misstep, where you'll be able to see where things are not quite right. Pay attention to the signs. God is revealing it all. And then from that point, you can decide which way you move. Now, from that point, a way that we try to control that situation is when God has already confirmed that, yes, this individual, yes, this thing you want to embark on is not for you, but then we try to force fit it into our life. But God already told you it's not for you. When we're trying to force things, right? Like a square peg into a round hole, when we're trying to force things, then God will continue through that whole experience, remind you that it wasn't for you. That's going to look like heartache. That's going to look like pain. That's going to look like accepting roles and clients that drain your energy. It's going to look like, at the end of the day, it's going to look like pain because it was never for you, and God is still trying to snap you out of it to go in a different direction. Why are we trying to force something that's out of God's alignment? It will only lead to every single time pain, agony, financial drain, having to eventually redirect and rebuild. It is far easier to stay in your knowing, in your truth, in your discernment, which is God's alignment over your life. When we don't trust individuals, when we don't trust our knowing, that is because when we go to the core of it, we really don't believe we are worthy of it all. Like if you are trying to, or if you intend to, I hate the word trying, if you are intending to attract that dream job, if you are intending to attract that dream husband, that dream wife, you got to first know that it exists for you. You got to first know that you are worthy enough to attract something like that. First and foremost. You ever have a friend? I know I do. I have, I'll just say a specific distant girlfriend, distant for a reason, who goes on dozens of dates a year, year over year. I've been friends with her for 10 years, and I say distant, meaning this is a distant friend at this point, but goes on dozens of dates every year, and every time they all end in the same way. Someone, according to her, dogged her out, left her. But when you hear her speak, she really doesn't believe that there's any good men out here. She really believes that every man is going to dog her. She really believes that every man is up to something suspicious. And the truth is, when we're believing that there are no good men, when we're believing that every man is just going to leave us, you can never attract the opposite because you're believing that about yourself. And when you follow it a step deeper, why do you believe that about yourself? If you're believing that every man that comes is going to leave you, it's because you don't feel worthy to keep a man. And that's just the truth. That's just the fact. But it's time to step into our birthright because you are worthy. You are an heir to God's kingdom. You are royalty. You are a goddess. You are a god in your own right. You are worthy of only the best. Understand that, and then you will attract that. So then when people come, you don't feel like they're going to leave me. No, you stand in your truth, waiting to see if they are worthy of you. You decide. They don't decide. You decide. That's when you stand in your knowing. That's when you stand with your crown on your head. You're waiting to see what they're going to do so that you get to decide who stays in your life and who you can show the door. And when I say show the door with grace, meaning you just politely exit. It's not necessarily a hard exit. You just, oh, thank you. You showed me who you are. I'm out of here. This is what you're saying to yourself. Because you're worthy of only the finest things. And when you know that, you will begin to see only the finest things. When I meet somebody, I never, now, I used to be that woman that would go out and I got to sneak through the phone. I got to look at the iPad. I got to see who you texting. I'm going through your Instagram, who you pics you liking. Oh yeah, I remember her. I remember that Joe. Ooh, that Joe stunk. That Joe sucked. That was insecure Joe. That was little Joe. Not anymore. I had to heal those wounds. And now what has emerged is what you're seeing today. And I'm not stopping here. I'm still growing. Thank you, God, for the healing. That comes every single day. But today, Joe, when I meet someone, oh, absolutely not. If I feel like I got to peek to your phone, I already know you got to go. Because that means I already got a sensation, a whiff of something not being right. And that whiff is enough knowing for me. You are not the person for me. Got to go. You got to go. Goodbye. But that's because I trust myself. I trust what I'm attracting because I trust myself. When we live in integrity, then we begin to understand our birthright. Because when we live in integrity, we're living in alignment with God. And as we live in alignment with God, then we're a clear channel for God to encourage us, to reaffirm us on who we are. When we're standing in that truth, when we're living in alignment with God, when we're allowing God to live and dwell within us, then we take on the Spirit of God. And from that point, we know we could only attract the finest. And if you come and you trickle into my life, then I know you're bringing the finest with you. And I know that if you don't bring the finest with you, I'm going to snuff it out instantly. I don't need to waste time here. I can move on. I don't need to buy no devices on Amazon to track where you at. No, I don't care where you at. Wherever you're at, I know you are living in integrity there. And if you ain't, God gonna reveal it. It's all good. I'm living peaceful either way. Live in that knowing. I work in close proximity with a beautiful husband and wife. And I mean beautiful inside and out. They are beautiful, a beautiful couple. I will say, with that being said, as a woman, and I've already said they're both beautiful, him and her. As a woman, that man is gorgeous. He is stunning. And he is saturated in an environment with beautiful women. beautiful model type women, beautiful souls. It's just a beautiful environment. But God does that, right? When you are living in alignment with him, God will saturate you with beautiful people, like-minded people, beautiful people inside and out. So I'm not surprised that I am in an environment saturated with all these beautiful souls. But what I want to say about this couple, the man is gorgeous and he is surrounded by beautiful women. And his wife, she walks around like she knows no one can take what I got. And you know how she exudes that aura, and it is insanely attractive, is that she's showing love and kindness to all those beautiful women that crowd around her husband. She sees her husband in conversation with these women, and she shows love. She might join the conversation for a couple seconds, couple minutes, and then exit. She's showing love. She's not with her lip turned up. You don't see her trying to remove her husband from the situation. No, she's like a fairy. She jumps in, she joins the conversation, shows everybody love, and keeps it pushing. She is exuding security, which makes her the most attractive, in my opinion, out of that couple. She moves with a knowing that what is for me, which is her husband, can nobody take. I don't care what the women look like. I know what I got. I know what God gave me. And I know that even if there was a point where someone could possibly take what I got, I know it wasn't for me. That's how she moves. That is a rare gem. And I love to see it. I love it for her. I love it for them. I am inspired every time I see it. Because if I'm being honest, and I'm always being honest, you don't really see it that often today, right? What you usually see is women saying, I want a man that nobody else wants. Why? Why do you want a man that nobody else wants? The only reason you want a man that nobody wants is because you're relying on external situations to control what you have. You're saying, essentially, I'll say it backwards. You're saying, I want a man that nobody else wants so that he can't go anywhere but me. I'm the only one that wants him. That's garbage. That's caca. Now, I'll just say, and this is just me. I don't know. I want a man that everybody wants, but he only wants me. And that is what it will be. I want a man that is insanely beautiful inside and out, and that light will draw just naturally everybody to his yard, period. Everybody will come because that's what God does. When his light is shining inside and out, right? Inside, then of course it's outside. It is like a beacon. It is like a lighthouse. Everybody draws to that light. It's like a moth to a flame. So yes, I need a partner that everyone is drawing to. But I am so secure in myself. And in turn, I know I'm going to draw a man who is so secure in himself and in what we got that there's no way he's going to go outside. He's going to be able to show love and grace just like that couple that I work closely with without overstepping boundaries. And even if he was to overstep a boundary, God's going to reveal it, and then I get to decide at that point. I ain't got to fear it. I just stand in my knowing that whatever is for me, no one can take from me. But that is for all of us. But we can only achieve that when we heal the parts of us that believe we're not worthy of that. It is always inside. It is never on the outside. Trust can never be on the outside first. It must be on the inside first. And then it will extend outward. It is always an inside job. Everything we do in life is inside first. You don't trust him first? Well, why are you still with him? You're still trying to control the outside? How about do this? Trust yourself first. And then you will organically be able to trust whatever you see on the outside. Whether you see someone that's being genuine, you'll be able to trust that feeling on the inside of you. Or whether you see someone that's ingenuine, you will be able to trust that feeling inside of you. But in both situations, you are trusting yourself first. And then God is showing you the truth of everybody else second. And then from that seat, you get to decide where to place everybody. We have every reason to feel secure. If you are feeling insecure in any area of your life, that is your cue to sit with God. Go deeper to the source of what's causing the insecurity. Just breathe about it. Pray about it. Heal about it. You only heal it to feel it. Let it surface up. You will begin to grow deeper and deeper in your own security. And from that place, you will be unmoved. From that place, you will attract only the finest. Thank you so much for joining this convo. Make sure that you find us on YouTube. Thank you to all of our 1,000+ subscribers. I am revering you. I am praying over you that God enhances your territory. For everyone, I want to thank you who have checked out our book, Fake As Vegan, available on Amazon. If you have the book, please go back to Amazon and review it there. And for everyone who has checked out our merch on tull.shop, it's linked in our show notes. I want you to know that everything in our World Treasure collection comes with free shipping to the U.S. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to serve. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll talk again real soon. Bye for now.